Yeah, before you got here, I was doing like a solo. I was kind of doing a solo recording. I was talking about how I went to Turkey and the lack of regulations made it like an extremely charming place to be.
Huh.
And it was, yeah, because there'd just be some dude with a cart selling bread. And it was
In that regard, just let people do commerce the way they want to commerce. And
they're just doing their thing. And it was amazing.
Yeah, and you probably get even cooler street food because, we always run into that thing where how hard it is to open a restaurant probably gets in the way of a lot of really chill, awesome, super talented people that would otherwise jump in the game and do it.
Right.
But you throw so many hurdles at them up front, and it's like, I'm going to just stick to enjoying my life over here. And not,
right.
You make the risk feel even scarier.
No, yeah, totally.
It's already such a risk to do anything.
Yeah. And I was, when I reviewed Taco Vado, I was talking about this when I was doing my little review out on the patio. Even if you do take the risk and you're like, all right, I'm gonna go all in. I'm gonna open a restaurant. I'm gonna deal with all the permits and all these things. It's like once like that could beat you down so much to where you're like to where all of a sudden you're cutting corners in the cooking that you would have never cut before.
Yeah, you have to make up for it somehow, I guess.
Yeah.
To make sure you don't bankrupt yourself.
Right.
It does start to feel you have to get past these things when you open a business, but you get this feeling of like, wait, do you guys not want this to exist? I don't know. There just becomes a small little level to it of what would be the way you would want us to build a taco shop, right? And because you start to think you're getting so in the way of something that from a community perspective seems like a need. You need X amount of restaurants. You need X amount of plumbers in town. You need preschool teachers. You need all these different people to create a city, a community. Right. Everyone is in a balance together, constantly working together. So you might be the person I absolutely need tomorrow for X reason, for something you provide to my community, and so on and so forth. So when they get in the way of these things, you're like, wait, is there too many of these? What is it you're trying to say, we're doing wrong? But I know it's not personal. I know it comes down to insurance and lawsuits and all kinds of things that have built the code to what it is.
Right.
Right. So everyone who passes off a permit eventually gets yelled at for that building falling over.
Yeah, because you were talking about you were talking about the whole process of building the patio. It was just kind of a nightmare, right?
Yeah. You look at the top of the code, because I'm not looking at it as a contractor or a construction worker. I'm really just trying to see what is this thing. And in the print of it, the code is there. Its purpose is to better the neighborhood, to make sure that the developments coming forward into the neighborhood, there's some legal jargon for it, but the baseline for why the code exists is to make sure that neighborhood doesn't backslide, or to make sure that good things come in. So you're like, hey, this was a vacated pharmacy.
Right.
The backyard was weeds 8 feet tall and old chain link fences. The parking lot was starting to fall. Everything was, what are we doing to not better this? There's nothing on this part of the block.
Yeah.
Is that not in and of itself better, And
right.
So no one's reading that first part of the code. They're just right down here on 50 feet from this and 20 feet from this, and you can't, and
yeah.
You're like, how the hell did they build Paris,
Right. Right.
You start to build all these codes, and then you think, oh, that's why things can't be beautiful or fun, or I don't know. I'm sure everything has a purpose and a reason. You look at the history of Spokane, and bridges used to fall down, and they'd be like, well, let's build it again and try better next time.
Right. No, yeah, but it just objectively, Taco Vado is just a cute taco place. That's like if I lived in that sort of neighborhood, it would just I would view it as something that sort of uplifts the culture as a whole.
Oh,
I would view it that way.
Out of all the people that are stoked about Taco Vado, especially for the food, that's why we come to Taco Vado. But now that we have this place that we get to kind of be ourselves, the people in the neighborhood are just, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. To have something to walk to with your kids, push this road over there, ride your bikes. That's really cool, especially if you are in one of those neighborhoods that doesn't have that in Spokane. You're not near Perry, or you're not near Kendall Yards or whatever. So, yeah. But so I moved to Spokane, and the rules are like, you can't do anything in any way, shape, or form that's reasonable. So you basically had to have a restaurant. And I had no.
Were the regulations in Spokane pretty stringent?
Yeah, they were different. They just weren't. They weren't. I would say that not so much that they weren't stringent, is that there was no room for openness. And in Spokane's, the hardest problem you have with the city here is if they've never done it, there's no plan for it, and they won't let you. That's really the only problem. Every other city I've been in, oh, you want to open a theater in a neighborhood in LA? You get a CUP, conditional use permit. You follow these rules, you keep your CUP. You don't follow these rules, you piss off the neighbors, you lose your CUP. So your CUP would probably be attached to your alcohol license or your whatever. So you're, oh, yeah, well, you can keep your theater, but you can't have alcohol anymore because you guys keep breaking the rules. Whereas in Spokane, they're like, oh, you can't do this because you're 50 feet from a residence and we don't like it because of noise. And I go, there's a school 25 feet away from them. Have you ever been out here during recess? These kids sound like they're murdering each other for 30 minutes. Just, what are you talking about? Noise.